Hello, folks. How we doing today? I thought I would touch up on a little subject about the Hanford nuclear leak. I got a lot of mixed emotions about this one, and I'm going to try to be objective about it for the most part. It's this is what deregulation can do. Okay, uh, you know, this should edge us a little bit closer to getting a substantial energy source without something with that has nuclear radiation. Unfortunately, this took place in a fairly unpopulated area, but still, there's always concerns whenever where nuclear comes into effect. Um, on screen now is a page which I will link in the description or comment box, one or the other, so you can go and check out exactly what in detail about uranium. I would suggest looking up something about plutonium as well. But since 1889 or 1989, but probably was 1899. I was kidding. The government has been in the process of cleaning up the site. So you know how long ago that was? That's a long time to be trying to clean up a site. Okay, that's really. That's what kind of deregulation and people just not doing their jobs. I mean, that's just somewhat embarrassing in a lot of ways. So, they made tells about a little bit of production, how much they made and stuff like that. But basically, what happened was there was an underground tunnel where they were basically putting waste, kind of like like a city dump, where they bury it and then they burn off the methane that it creates. A lot of people don't even know that. Most of the trash that we have is just buried in a dump, and then they burn it, and they make a hole in it, and they stick a post in it, and they burn it, and it shoots up like a flume of flame. That's why you see these flames and stuff at power plants, or not power plants, but uh, trash dumps. I always used to think, what's going on? Why are they just burning the trash? That's why they bury it. And the flame is from the methane that escapes into the atmosphere. So they let it go and go and go and go, and then they build $500,000 homes on it, up to $1 million homes on it. It's really crazy. I'll expose something, something that happened in my local area. I'll expose it, I'll try to do a little investigation on it. It's just funny because they built these $1 million homes right over a dump. And somebody was like, "Oh, those are really nice." I was like, "Yeah, but they're on top of a dump." What do you mean, really? People. Investigate the land you're buying a home on. Do some investigation. People are not that trustworthy these days. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but on the most part, you know, there's a lot of deception. I mean, we have a thing here since 1989. 1989. Dude, that's like, oh man. Tell me that was not something that was trying to sweep up under the rug or, just kind of put on the back burner. As you said, it wasn't on the back burner, it was on the back freezer. But uh, they spent billions of dollars trying to clean up this containment site, and it's still not cleaned up. I don't know where that money went. But 20-foot hole in the ground, or in the roof of a tunnel, Washington State's Harper nuclear waste site will be filled with clean soil. Uh, the latest reports are saying that it's contained. There's no radiation in the atmosphere, that's a blessing, you know. But you just got to be concerned with this stuff. It's uranium and plutonium and waste and stuff like that. Right here's a map of where in Washington it took place. So it's in the southernmost part. It's not on the coast or anything like that. So it is inland, although there are rivers that run through Washington. So the main threat would be by air in this type of situation. That's the picture of the hole. Doesn't look very big, but depends on the material, you know. It's just kind of like a little bit of cancer, you know. You'll get go to the doctor and you find a little bitty piece of cancer, you know, it might not be a big deal, but it can spread. It could become lethal. And that's why it's a serious thing environmentally that we take care of these situations and not let it go for 30 years. Okay? That's just my thoughts and my concerns. I want our children to have something left of this earth that's not toxic, in danger, on the brinks of extinction. I want so much better for my children than what I thought we would be at, you know. So many things are almost identically the same as whenever I was a youth, or just the concern needs to not be so much on us anymore. It needs to be on a generational type thought level as well. We've got to include thoughts and expansions of our generations, because there's many people that live in the here and the now, and I understand that, but there are people that have another generation coming. So that is when people that take that into an account and into a thought process, that the buck doesn't always stop here. I just thought that was funny, and I was going to lead into this huge conspiracy theory about how The Simpsons really predicted it again, but it's not really a joking matter. I just thought it would have been funny, but then I thought it might have offended somebody if I might have made a joke about a full-on parody topic, but it did cross my mind. I thought it might have been a little bit distasteful, so I withheld. But if you do have a little bit of a dark sense of humor, as I sometimes do, you might have got a kick out of it, because I was going to come on like full force and just been like, once again, The Simpsons has predicted out, a situation. Are they trying to tell us something? Yeah, but out of respect for the situation and to be less distasteful, I decided to not include that. Another note, as far as like on the speculative side, this event took place shortly after Project Gotham. Now, if you follow into those lines, that might be an interesting topic to talk about. If you're not familiar with what Project Gotham is, I would take a look into that, because it ties in with the government exercise on a radioactive situation. A nuclear attack is basically what it falls under. And then just thought it was kind of ironic as well that this situation followed very shortly after Project Gotham. By all intents and purposes, there might not be a connection at all. But I just thought to myself, hey, that's kind of weird, because talks of nuclear really hasn't come up for a while, but it's been coming up like a trinity now. We've had Korea talking about the nukes, we've had Project Gotham, then we've had this, and a few other little instances here and there. But it's just funny that it's come from a foresight into the foreground. So that's basically about it. That's all I have. I just want to make you guys aware of it. They're reporting now that there's a low level threat. Yeah. So I'm not by any means a scientist. The links are to that page where you can do your own investigations and see what you think about it. But again, it's very concerning. The thing maybe not so much about exactly what's going on with the radiation, but it's what we're doing about it, how we're going about handling it, and hopefully, I know that Trump has talked about a lot of deregulation. Hopefully, this type of situation doesn't occur again, because of deregulation or just somebody not paying attention or just, corporate sweeping under the rug or, mishandling of, responsibilities. This is our planet, folks. Let's take care of it. 1989, man. But I want you to have a good day. Love each other. Let's come to some conclusions together. Let's learn how to communicate with each other. Let's talk about things, but let's be objective about it. Let's be respectful about it. And talk to you next time.